Second was number 1, Orchid Street. Third to 2, Blanco. Fourth was number 5, Verdi. Fifth to 7, Global Exposure. Returning to the winners' enclosures, number 3, Zabajad, Australian 3-year-old bay gelding by Dawn Approach. Is out of the June mare Al Kharia, owned by the Hyperpaint Syndicate, nominee Mr. G.T. Peter. Bred by Shadwell Stud Australasia Limited, New South Wales. Good to have Charles and Ndlovu back in the winner's box. Well done to you, Charlie. And he picks up the win in the second race aboard Zabajad. It's an easy win. This one is maiden comfortably today here at the VAAL, and this was his 5th start. Just got the winning distance from Judge Harland Dupré, the winning margin 4 1/4 lengths. The winner, Zabajad, cleared away by 4 1/4 lengths to win its maiden.
Welcome back to the winners enclosure. Race number 2 starts off the bipot, and the well-back number 3, Zabajad, comes through the Son of Dawn Approach. Really nicely bred here for the Paul Peter yard. And of course, now with the Hyperpen Syndicate, Charlie and Ndlovu is back in the saddle. Not only in the saddle, but in the winners enclosure. Charles, nice, wonderful to have you back.
It feels good to be back, and all thanks to Mr. Paul Peters for giving me another chance again. Yes, he gave me a chance, and I still stuffed up a little bit, but now he gave me another chance, which I really appreciate. And to everyone at home, it's like a great teamwork in the house. We work, we're all happy in the morning, and I'd like to dedicate this to everyone that works hard in the morning, and to Mr. Peters and to Joshua, to Tony. Thank you very much for the opportunities.
Now, Charlie, obviously you've been working this fella back at home. He won very comfortably today. Was there a plan?
The plan was to, Mr. Peters expected me to go to the front, but I was a bit scared that he might take a bit of a hold, which he does at track. And I was surprised when we jumped at the gates, he was nice and switched off. Tried to take a bit of a hold around the bend, but he came back to himself. And he won a very nice race. When I asked him, he was cooking up. He still had plenty in the hand at the pull-up.
Well done, keep it up.
Thank you to Mr. Peters and to all the Happy Pen syndicates and to Mr. James Murray also for all the hard work. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Well done to Charles and Glover. Let's get Paul Peter into the house, Paul. Unlucky in the first race, I thought, but number 3, Zabajad, as you mentioned, very, very nicely bred and a comfortable winner.
Yes, we think he's a very smart horse. He was ready to run in December already, and he got loose on Christmas Day. And he ran into the back of the tractor, the harrow that pulls, the tractor pulls, and he cut himself to pieces. So we had to start from scratch with him again. But I really would like to thank Sheikh Handam and Mark the Cock for making this type of horse available, because us, a stable like mine, we wouldn't be able to afford a horse of this quality. So it's actually so good for South African racing that Mark the Cock and Sheikh Handam bring these type of horses. And if they're not Group 1 horses, then they make them available to other trainers. So thank him very much for that. And well ridden by Charlie.
Well done. You got a number of runners for today. Talking about well-bred individuals in race number 3, you got Little Sparrow.
She's shown a little bit improvement at home. I think she should be included in all quartets.
And Swept Off My Feet looks to be the stable elect.
Yeah, she is the stable elect. If she stays, that's only a question mark. She's a very, very smart filly. But if she stays, she should be difficult to beat.
And in race number 4, this horse has got me scratching my head, the Irishman, the smashing-looking sort. But his form doesn't exactly convey that.
Yeah, he was putting up quite smart work as a younger horse, but he started making a breathing noise. He actually displaces his palate, his soft tissue. And we're trying the Cornell collar today, but I can't give you any confidence with him.
And race number 5, we've got Big Blue Marble, smart last run.
Yes, there again, we're going at 1,200 now. If we can get him to switch off, he should be competitive.
And in the 6th race, you've got Ocean City and Marcus Attilius.
Well, they both just recently joined the stable. I don't know much about them, but they're showing decent work, but I can't tell you more than that.
And in the 8th race, well, I'll make that the 7th race, Casual Wear, you've got Sherman Brown aboard.
She's got a big weight. I'll be happy with the back end of the placings.
And in the 8th race, the 8th race, Melchizedek and Triple Z.
Also, I can't give any confidence with them. They're not working that great.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, and well done to the owners, Hyper Paint.
Well done to Paul Peter, and it's going to be number 3, Zabajad, that will land the gamble at the first leg of the bipot out at the VAAL for today. The eventual favourite was number 3, Zabajad. Number 1, Orchid Street, runs into 2nd. 3rd place went to the 2, Blanco, and then number 5, Verdi, runs into that quartet position.
$1,600 meters to race, yeah, already. And away they race in the first leg of the bipot this afternoon. Verdi was slightly tardy to begin with, as was Season's End. Clintine has rushed off to the front. On the outside, Khale Bale has gone up there together with Mount Everest to chase up for that lead. Zabajad is back in 4th position on the rail, about 4 lengths off them. Orchid Street is racing behind that. The market rivals are racing together. Star Over Cape Town is outside of those. And then Blanco, further back to Global Exposure, and Verdi and Season's End is the trailer. There's about 7 or 8 lengths covering them now as they reach the top of the straight with just over 1,000 to go. And Clintine's going to bring them for home. Clintine by a length and after 2 here. From Mount Everest in 2nd. Zabajad is racing on the air inside. The red colours back in 3rd. It's followed directly behind that by Blanco. On the outside of them is Orchid Street. Khale Bale towards their outside. Then came Global Exposure with Season